Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be doing my budget for the month of March. So if you watched my 29 before 30 video, you know that one of my goals is to start budgeting and start tracking my expenses. So I already went ahead and wrote down all my bills, all the debt that I have, my living expenses and stuff like that. So now I wanted to show y'all what I do. I don't do a paper one, I do a digital one since for me it was easier. And all my expenses, and I've created my digital budget. I go to Google Calendar. I go to Google Calendar and put everything, all my debt and all my bills into the calendar. So as you would see, I have two different colors. I have this pink color and this green color. And the reason is because I have them separated by paycheck. So I have check number 1 and check number 2. So right now we'll take a look at check number 1. So as you can see on the first, we receive a check, we get paid that day. So these are the bills that we have due before the next paycheck. So the first paycheck is on March 1st, or the first of every month, and then the second paycheck is on the 15th of every month. Between the 1st and the 15th, these are the bills that are due. By the color, I know that this check will be covering this expenses. And then next, we have our second payday. On the second payday, these are the bills that need to be paid. And then these are all the bills together. All our bills, debt, dates, and due amounts written down. We'll create a digital copy of our budget, and here is the digital copy that I've created. So I use Pages on the Mac computer, but Excel or Microsoft Word will also get the job done. So you don't really need to have Pages. If you don't have Microsoft Word or Pages, you could also go on Google and they have Google Pages. So that would work as well. Google Word, I think it's called Google Document, something like that. So that will work as well. And what I did, I created boxes, divided the page by 2 columns. And so on this first box is where I'll be writing my income, any source of income that I have. Poshmark, YouTube, if you recycle cans, Uber, whatever it may be, if it's income, it goes in this box. So the great thing about using a digital copy is that you can add more rows if you need it, or you could delete rows. For example, right here I made space for 5 sources of income. For example, if I get 2 paychecks and then I happen to sell something on Poshmark and then something on OfferUp, and then I recycle cans, or I do the fill agent and get a paycheck for that. If I happen to get money from AdSense for YouTube, so I could add more columns to my budget, as opposed if I had it printed down, I wouldn't have more columns. I wouldn't be able to add more columns. I would just have to like make space somewhere. So this is why I'm really, really for digital stuff. So in the second box, we have our bills and debt. The names and dates and amounts we wrote on our paper are gonna go in this box. You'll notice for this box, we have a column for budget and a column for actual. For some of our bills and our debts, we may already know the amount that's going to be due each month for the month of March. For example, for Edison, I've budgeted it's going to be $97, but the reason why we have the actual amount is that that may be actually less, or it may end up being more by the time it comes to the 22nd. For example, for T-Mobile, I have that it's due, the $22 are due. So that's what I have budgeted. But if for whatever reason I decide that I actually want to pay ahead and also pay April's bill, and I actually end up paying 44, then we want to make a note that we budgeted 22, but we ended up paying $44. Or this loan here, you'll see the student loan. I have budgeted $0, and that's because I don't have to make a payment for the month of March. I do have to make a payment towards this 2016 loan and this 2011 loan, but not for 2010. But we still put it in our budget, and we still put that the budgeted amount is 0, because at the time I created this budget, my plan is to not put any money toward this loan. However, I may change my mind, maybe not by the 5th, but maybe towards the 15th or 20th of the month, I decide that, you know what, I do want to put some money toward this account. So I budgeted $0, but I actually may end up putting $10 or $50 or $100. So even if you don't plan on making any payments for that account, right here you'll see the gas company, you should still write it down, because you may change your mind later on. So you may have budgeted 0, but actually ended up paying $5 or $50. So that's why for this one we have budget and actual, regardless if something's due or not. Our third box covers our living expenses or any cost that we have control over. So that would be groceries, transportation, miscellaneous, fund money, taxes, or cushion money. So these two will probably not be here in April. Well, this one will not be here in April. And I know that in March I plan on filing my taxes. So I will have to pay for the service if I go to somebody to pay my taxes. And I've budgeted for that. It's always less than this, like way less than this, but I put 90 just in case. I rather over budget than under budget. And that is why I have the cushion money. So I have $40 cushion. I've budgeted $40 cushion because I may under budget for some of these, and this money will cover the under budgeting of any of these. So it's better to have a little bit of cushion or over budget than to under budget. But you don't want to over budget by a lot. You have to remember that your expenses have to be less than your income. So this box, our box number 4, is our better safe than sorry box, or our sinking funds. So in this one, I have budgeted for my mom's birthday, my dad's birthday, gifts. Just put money into a little envelope or something and budget for gifts for future birthdays, wheels for my car, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and baby. So since we're saving in this box for the future, here you see we're saving for Christmas. So as of right now, we don't plan on giving any gifts for Christmas, but we may change our mind by the time Christmas rolls around. So instead of worrying and having to spend so much money from those December paychecks or November paychecks, we've decided that it's better to start saving now. And if we, by the time December rolls around, decide that we are going to give gifts, we'll have this money as opposed to worrying and looking for sales and having to get extra money from our paychecks that could have gone to something else. We would have this money already saved. And if we don't spend it on Christmas gifts or anything that goes for Christmas, it could go towards our savings, or it could go towards our debt, or even towards paying bills. So this is our better safe than sorry. And then our fifth box, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is our savings. So right here we have savings for 3 to 6 months expenses. We haven't decided if we want to save for 3 months or 6 months. That's why we have 3 to 6 months. So our last box is to calculate how much we have left over after our expenses are subtracted from our income. This money can go to savings or debt or pay our bills ahead. So This may be zero at the end of the month, or it may be $100 less. As of right now, we haven't decided what we're gonna do with this money. We'll get to it once we have the final numbers. But this is how the budget looks right now. Obviously, this is the first budget I've ever created. I got bits and pieces from other people's budget. I watched a lot of videos. I read some books, read some blogs on what people have done, and this is what I liked. So, aside from budgeting, I also want to track my expenses. I started tracking them in February and I'm going to continue that till March. I'm really happy with my tracking in February. It went good. There's nothing that I want to change from the tracker so far as of right now. I liked what I did in February. So, I want to share that with you guys. So, this is what I have. For starting balance, I would put here whatever I have at the end of February. Right now, we're still in February, is February 26th. So either by February 28th at night or Friday morning, I will have a balance here. And then I have Bank of America here because this is what I'm tracking. This is where all my money comes from Bank of America. And then right here, I have my categories. This one, travel, I may not use in March because I have no plans to travel for that month. And I may not even get the opportunity to travel since I'm starting a new job that month. And definitely don't want to be traveling on your first month on the job, right? So this one may be removed, and instead I may put something like gifts, since there is a lot of birthdays in the month of March, but we'll see. So next I have week of March 1st to March 2nd. And this is because even though all of my expenses are tracked in this file, I want to do categories or tables by week. So this is the first table for the week of March 1st to March 9th. And then at the end of the month, not the month, at the end of the week, I will write down my total of how much I spent and how much income I made. And then the columns that I have are date. That one's self-explanatory. Basically, what day did the transaction occur? And then I have account. Basically, for this, it's always going to be Bank of America, since that's the account where all the money is coming from. And then R is just basically, do I have a receipt for the transaction or not? If I do, I would mark an X. And like that, I know if for whatever reason I want to make a return or I want to know what exactly it was that I purchased, I could go to my receipt and look at what was purchased on that transaction. And then transaction basically is just like description. Where was it at? Was it Target or Walmart? Was it Target, Walmart, whatever it was? And then we will do the category, and the category is whatever I have on the top. So was it food? Let's say for this one it was food. And then we do withdrawal. So how much did I spend? $40 with no cents. And then nothing was deposited. And then whatever my ending balance is. And at the end of the month, at the end of at the end of the month, I would add and at the end of the week, I would add my total. So my expenses were $40 and my income, let's say, I sold something on OfferUp, $6. So my deposits were $6. And then I have notes, and this is just basically if for whatever transaction I made, I want to make a note or give a little bit more detail about what happened. So let me show you all an example. Here's my tracker for February, and here's my notes. So in February, on the 21st, I closed my Bank of America savings account. Money had been deposited into that account with the program they have, Keep the Change. But since I didn't have enough money and hadn't made enough deposits, they charged me $5 for that savings account. So after the $5 were charged, I had $2.43 left. So before I closed the account, I transferred those $2.43 from my savings to my checking. I know that I transferred $2.43 from savings to checking on the 21st, and then my account was closed. And then on the 24th, I returned some boots that I had purchased at Target. The amount I received back was $16.88. And since that money had originally been taken from my husband's account, I transferred it back to his account. So this is why I use the notes for, just for me to know what exactly happened. And right now it's really small, but once again, the perks of having it digital is that if you need more space, you can make it bigger or just not use it at all. I show you guys what I do on the computer, how I set up my budget, and how I did my tracking. And another reason why I like doing digital and using Google and Pages is because using the Google Calendar, I can also access it on my phone. By using Google Calendar, I'm also able to use my phone, and through the Google Calendar apps, I'm able to see the bills that I've posted on the calendar. So here's my March one, and it's exactly the same as you saw online. Here you could see it listed instead of calendar form. So this is why I also like using the calendar, and I could also access my expense tracker and my budget. For example, if I'm on the go, I don't need to have a planner with me or my computer. As long as I have my phone, and we almost always have our phones with us, I could add my expenses if need be. For example, if I go on a trip, I don't have to carry my laptop with me. I'll just have my phone, and whatever money I spend, I could put it on my tracker. That was my budget for the month of March and my tracker. At the moment, I don't know if I'm going to do an end of the month budget update to show you all how it went, or if I would do a two-week update. So we'll see about that, and that's all for now. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.